Alright, and welcome back to the second game in the semi-final of the Coronation Cup between Food Please and Gummibaer Gruen. Now this match is played on the home map of Gummibaer Gruen, which is land nomad of all things. So I'm not sure if Gummibaer has a special strategy prepared or if it's just feels very confident on nomad maps, but you have to remember that Food Please is also a very strong nomad player. So let's see how this one checks out. Food Please already dropping his TC. There is some will fighting here, and Gummibaer needs to be careful. Gummibaer could actually find the TC of Food Please. Gummibaer also dropping his TC, and we see that they're very close. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting and very aggressive game right from the get-go. Now in land nomad you have to go for a different strategy than in regular nomad. Now there's a little bit of a fight over those cows, and actually Food Please is trying to lame the cows, and he lames one cow. Very nicely done. And now Gummibaer should just retreat to his town center, because yeah, he will lose the cow anyways like this, and otherwise he could have had it underneath his town center. And I don't understand it. I mean, he doesn't want to give away the location of his TC, and he also wants to wait until his TC is up so he can shoot the enemy villager, but still I'm not sure if he's waiting too long. Oh no, just finish the TC. Come on, Gummibaer, not like this. He could have had some nice shots onto that enemy villager, but he did not. And now Food Please knows where his opponent is already, so he knows the location of the TC. He lamed the cows of his opponent. He's getting more cows over here, so very nice start for Food Please. And now coming back to what I was saying earlier, in land nomad you cannot go for water, so instead of just tasking your villagers to wood, you have to gather some food right away. And luckily for Gummibaer, he has some deer in the close vicinity. He has also a boar over here. Maybe you can take this boar later on, but I think in terms of cows it looks very grim. So he also does not have any scouting opportunities, and he also does not know where his opponent is. So already I would say a much better start for Food Please. And again, it was these slight micro errors, I would say, which was done over here. Now see this villager walking all the way over here to this cow to gather some food, and it could have been at least over here, I would presume, if Gummibaer would have microed this a little better. He could have also blocked with his villager to let the cows escape, or something. Yeah, and now Food Please putting house over here, scouting with his cows. So lovely stuff right there. So I think, and even in the score you can see it. I mean, it's mostly due to scouting, but look at this Food Please. Yes, trying to lame the boar. Interesting. And now Gummibaer was almost able to deny that, but oh, that's so bad. But now that should give Gummibaer a hint as to where his opponent is, and unfortunately the boar will not get in the last two hits that it needs. That's a big win for Food Please again. And look at this long distance cow taking. This is killing me. This is putting Gummibaer so far behind. And yeah, I don't know, that this game is already going bad for him, and that's why I don't understand why he's going for land nomad. I mean, he knows that his opponent is a very strong nomad player, and this really just gives Food Please the opportunity to show his nomad expertise. I mean, yesterday he did some practice matches on the ladder even, so secret practice matches to get, and this practice match was even played on nomad, so he got a lot of experience with that. And you see what he's doing, what he's always doing, he's trying to wall in his opponent, and if he sees this boar, he may even lame this boar as well to deny any kind of food income from Gummibaer. Luckily Gummibaer now finding two cows, so at least he has something there, but this long distance yeah, cow harvesting, so to speak, is really killing me. And now what is Gummibaer doing? Why are you building the outpost backwards when you need the vision forward? You know your opponent is there because he has taken the boar in that direction. So you need to focus in that direction, but no, he's going the other way. And let's see, food please. He luckily doesn't see the boar, but maybe he will realize later on that the boar is there. And now this villager going forward, going for the very aggressive flaming, but it's maybe a little bit too aggressive. So he's not able to lame there, but in return he will get the cow and he will get the villager pick if he's careful. Gummibaer, dance! Dance, Gummibaer! Very nicely done. So he's saving that villager, but another villager of food, please, going forward. This is what this nomad is all about. Luckily for Gummibaer, he catches this villager, so he can just follow this one around. And finally, Gummibaer realizes that he needs to have the watchtower forward and not backward, but now there's a huge amount of villagers coming forward for food, please, which I don't quite understand. I think that's a little bit too aggressive, and he loses one. He loses the second one, I think, yes, and he might lose a third if this continues. I mean, he tries to deny the goal, but I think that's a little bit too ballsy, and it's also, this map is wide open, so Gummibaer can always just escape through the back. So I think that Food Please is kind of throwing this a little bit. He had a very good start. He lost to villagers. I mean, he could afford to lose the villagers because honestly he had a lead before, but now he's falling behind by 2 villagers. And if Gummibaer plays this correctly, so killing another villager over here, Gummibaer micros this correctly, plays this correctly, I think he will have a good start. Food Please trying his usual laming strategies, but I think maybe on Land Nomad those aren't as strong because you just have more avenues to escape. You can always go way around and you're not blocked off by water so easily. But here Gummibaer needs to be careful. Gummibaer will lose this villager for sure. Losing another one in the front, so, and there goes your lead again. So it's back and forth in this game. Now Gummibaer building an outpost, I like that. So he will get vision here, and it's constant build fighting. These players must be so stressed right now, and the question is, will anyone go up to fuel ages at any point? I mean, none of them have enough resources, and look at this, out of food. He has nothing. He has to, well, there's a panic mill in the back to get some food income, but he also has very little on wood, whereas his opponent, due to the laming and stealing the sheep, he had a little bit more, but yeah, it's a very messy start, and it's very hard to call. Now both players even in villager numbers again, but lots of idols for Gummibaer. He needs to seriously retask these villagers. He needs to finish the house maybe, and he needs to defend from this everlasting aggression here by Food Please. That's an amazing game that we have here in the second game of the series. Now Food Please again, he's trying to wall in his opponent. However, I think it's not too effective because there is also a house of Gummibaer within these walls that Food Please is constructing, and you can delete your own house. Oh, another villager of Gummibaer will go down, I think. Oh no! Oh, she's so lucky. She is incredibly lucky. And now Food Please going for the wall-in. But however, I think it's not too effective. I mean, if he wants to wall-in his opponent, he probably goes all the way over here. But that's not too effective. I mean, Gummibaer still has other ways around here. Or even other parts of the map, so he just needs to delay his opponent a little bit, make sure that he cannot do whatever he pleases. I mean, I see some towers coming up in the future. So yeah, and then everything will be fine. So there will be one villager lost for Food Please and one villager lost for Gummibaer, and this is very close. It all comes down to the micro of these players. No player is yet up to the next age. Now Food Please idling his CC, Gummibaer still having some villages queued. If he cancelled those villages, he could actually go up. So he might want to think about that, and that he needs to retreat with his villages. He now has a lot of low HP villages. Look at that. Look at that. That's so... So messy, and yeah, and he has some villagers in the back. He didn't finish this house before, which is very unfortunate, so that's why he's housed at the moment, which should give Food Please some time to catch up in villager numbers. But look at this, he's 5 villager behind here actually, and I hope that Gummibaer realizes that he can just go up to the next age. Oh no, he doesn't have the second building. Oh god, that's so bad. And he needs to really get that second building up and get to the next age. That's so crucial. He has so many idols in the back. I mean, it's great that you have more villagers, but if 7 of them are idle, it doesn't really matter. And just, I mean, the walling in at this point, it's not so strong. You can just open here. It doesn't do too much. I mean, yes, pick off another villager of Food Please. That's always very, very nice. Oh, let's see, just lets this one get away with just 4 HP. But yeah, and now finally getting the lumber camp that he so desperately needs. And now he has the problem that these villagers are trapped. So that's why I'm not too convinced about what Gummibaer was doing, but he's getting another villager, but one of his villagers is getting walled in. However, you have to remember that battering down walls is not that difficult. And finally, Gummibaer clicking up to the next age. And he also has a sizable village lead. Look at this, 8 more villagers. It's not reflected in the score, obviously, because Gummibaer has a lot less scouting, but it doesn't matter. So Food Please has so much more scouting, but he's way behind in economy. And I think Gummibaer can just break free here. And I think at this point, you might want to go just for scouts, maybe drop a barracks now. And go for some scouts. I mean, you can just go around the map. Scouts are fast. And that could be great for Gummibaer, honestly. Food Please now has also clicked up to Fuel Age, and he's coming forward to the squad, and that's why you should not retreat or try to batter down this palisade wall. Instead, you should go the other way. You should always go back instead of forward in these cases. Because now there's just more walling coming in, and if he went out this way, then at least Food Please would have had to delete one of his palisade walls. And now I think those villages are in peril, so I think this one might fall because these villagers are trying to catch him. But I mean, you have to remember that for Gummibaer is 29 villagers against 22. The score suddenly is very even. Gummibaer going for double bid X to get more economy, but now he needs to think about military. He has a barracks in the back, so we will be able to get a stable. Oh no, he will lose this villager to the boar if he's not careful. Oh no, Gummibaer. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I mean, that's what happens in these very messy games. And here's the problem about this land nomad walling in. I mean, it's there's just so many avenues. I mean, he can just retreat back through the top here, and now we see what we expected. It's the first tower, and that's what you know that this will happen. And Gummibaer is not ready to do a counter tower because he doesn't have wood, and he has also no other way where he's collecting wood. So he's really struggling on this, and the tower will just go up. There's no counter tower inside, and yeah, I think this will throw Gummibaer back. I mean, still he has 8 more villages, and there's a lot of resources, so he can just get the gold in the back. But the big problem right now is the wood, I guess. So he needs more on wood. But luckily, he can at least kill the villagers of Food Please, but not before the villagers of Food Please at least got one more villager of Gummibaer, and the tower will also kill a villager here. Will maybe kill more villagers. There will be more towers coming up here, and now the wood will be denied. Oh god, so many villagers going down. They're all low HP. Hop into the tower. Finally, it's up, but the second tower is coming up, and Gummibaer is not on stone. He does not have the wood. I mean, he has the villager gap has narrowed now to 5 villager gap, and I think he needs to go to a different wood line ASAP, but he cannot afford that because he's going for gold in the back. That's a bad move. Instead, you should build the lumber camp. because you're not getting wood from anywhere. There are no straggler trees. There's nothing you can do. This is basically GG at this point. And this villager, maybe this villager should attack the tower at least to try to get it down, but it's so bad. And at the same time, I mean, yes, Food Please's economy is bad, but it's good enough. He has 3 on stone. He can just do whatever he likes. I mean, now he has no villagers on wood anymore, so that's maybe also a little bit of a problem there. He has some workers here idling, but yeah, now you have the problem for Gummibaer. He doesn't have wood, he has no wood income and nowhere to get it. And yeah, and this tower just gets kill after kill after kill, and it's still a 4 villager lead, but it had been an 8 villager lead at some point, and you see he has to vacate this whole area now just because of the towers, which were inevitable. It was absolutely clear that the towers were coming, and Gummibaer was not ready, and maybe should retask this villager over here at this point. Now he's trying to batter through this wall in here, but it's to no avail. I mean, he can Food Please just place stone walls behind. I would say it's the wrong strategy. Don't try. No, you're just losing all the villages. You're losing everything. So I think that's Gummibaer has lost this game right here, right now. I mean, he still has 1 villager more, or 3 villagers more even. But it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the wood. He doesn't have the resources. I mean, yes, he can go for a counterattack with the man-at-arms, but they have to go the long way around. And now look at this. Food Please, very smartly, I mean, super annoyingly, obviously, is really walling in. And another villager's getting trapped down here, getting shot down. This is so bad. This is so bad. And Gummibaer has no wood income for this entire game, basically. Now what Gummibaer should do is just batter down this house, also with the men-at-arms. The houses are not so strong. They only have 900 HP, and they can be removed quite easily. And then maybe he's able to, yeah, but that's not gonna work, Gummibaer. You're just gonna lose all your villagers. They're low HP. Look at the long distance lumberjacking. And yeah, now you have run your men-at-arms back where they were needed here in the front, and I think this game is over. I think that Gummibaer, losing this woodline without having a second woodline in the back was really the key here. I mean, yes, he has a lot of men-at-arms, but they're not doing anything. He lost all of his villages here, except for 1. Without inflicting any damage. On the contrary, now Food Please suddenly 10 villages ahead. And I think this game has to be called soon. And it's so unfortunately, Gummibaer had 8 villages advantage. Food Please was wasting a lot of time, and then Gummibaer is throwing everything away again. That's mindset problem. He's just throwing. See how he sacrifices his villages on the altar of Food Please. He's basically praying to him like some Aztec god. He's like saying, hey, take these sacrifices, these human sacrifices, and in hopes to maybe win the game. But that's not gonna work. And yeah, not even these men-at-arms are gonna work. That's just not happening. I think at this point, it's all over, but he should have, instead of building this mining camp, he should have realized that he needs a lumber camp in the back, which he doesn't do now. You have to realize as well that he is Japanese, so his lumber camps are actually cheaper. So it would have been easy for him to actually get this lumber camp up. But he did not do that, and now this villager is also in peril. He still has a villager over here which is idle, and now it's 33 to 19 villagers. Can you imagine that? I mean, now he should at least get rid of those barracks over here, because that's like the only military building his opponent has. Because he won't be able to inflict a lot of damage here if the walls are up quick enough. Which they might not be. I mean, there's still a hole over here, so and they are in. Okay, I spoke too soon. Gummibaer with some nice counter aggression. picking off a villager, picking off another villager, I think. And the third one, and that's very nice, but don't run into the enemy TC. And is it still open there? Oh no, but it's still open over here. So very nice counter pressure from Gummibaer, but still it's a 10 villager difference. I think Gummibaer should just attack the stone walls, which have not been finished yet because they're very vulnerable to the men-at-arms. Now finally he has the back woodland, he has too many idols, is Gummibaer, but yeah, really messy game. He lost so many villagers here. I mean, the tower was too late, and at that point you don't even need to bother with the tower, especially since you don't have any access to stone. He was not mining any stone, so it really was a lost cause. So instead she should have maybe just walled over here, because now I think these villagers will just hop through over here and place another tower here or here, and that's gonna be disaster. All the while he's even closing up the gap with a stone wall, and now there are no men-at-arms at home, which is very unfortunate for Gummibaer. And I think that his gold will get denied. I think he's lucky that that Food Police doesn't know the location of his lumber camp. But look at this, Gummibaer reacting here very nicely. I mean, he has some weak villages, but Food Police does not realize. And so I think that this tower will be denied, and maybe even some of Food Police's villagers will be killed off here. So maybe we still have a game at hand. And now they're denying the market, which is very nice, because I think that Food Police will click up to the castle age at some point, but now he cannot use the market to buy himself some resources. And this villager was picked off, and I think this counterattack was thwarted over here. Still, it's an 8 villager lead for Food Police. But again, if you let Food Police get his Food Police typical economy, it's not a big problem if you're behind. And now look at this. Okay, Food Police getting the walls up as he always does. So annoying. But this push was denied. So very nicely done by Gummibaer. Now also taking out the barracks. Or almost taking out the barracks. Oh, that's very close. But there, the barracks are down. And suddenly, don't lose any HP. Yes, very nicely done. And suddenly, Gummibaer can just pressure his opponent, who is rushing up a market because he really wants to go up to the next age, but he doesn't have the food. He has a lot of gold in the bank, because he has a lot of gold miners over here. He completely mined out the stone. Look at those mining camps. That's amazing, I have to say. And now Gummibaer also getting market up. Very nicely done. Gummibaer denying tower over here. Fortunately, he doesn't have any upgrades, so if he had the first defense upgrade, that would be so much better, I have to say. So this tower, I think, will go up, but maybe Gummibaer will be able to pick another villager here or two. Yes, he's able to pick more villagers. Very nicely done. And look at this, now it's only 5 villagers more. And if those 2 men-at-arms can get through at some point, it will be even more, and Gummibaer can just go in and out. That's very nicely done of him. I think here he's attacking the wrong tile, because I think he won't be able to go through once he deletes this stone wall, but luckily for him, Food Police was repairing that anyway, so the damage was done, and now he can just attack the mining camp over here. And the mining camp, or I think at least, no, he's not able to. Okay, but if he can try to force his way through here, he will be in a good position. However, now you see what we were talking about, that now that the market is up, Food Police is able to click up to the castle age, and he's already 65% there. Now if you look at Gummibaer's resources, he needs a little bit more gold, and then he will also be able to click up, which he has now, so he should immediately just click up. He needs to realize that he can click up if he has a building. Oh, maybe he's again missing the building. Oh no, Gummibaer. Gummibaer having the market, but having no blacksmith or any other building. And he doesn't realize, and that's why he's also idling his TC. Come on, at least You have to keep producing villages in the meantime. While you're waiting for your second building to come up, and now the GG castle is dropped. What a ballsy castle, but I don't think that Gummibaer can stop this in any way. I mean, he doesn't have the stone, he cannot produce a counter tower, so basically he has just to vacate this, and that's very similar to what happened in the group stages in his game against Peter Host, which was a nomad, where his castle HTC was actually shot down by a town center. And this is not a good idea, Gummibaer, because the town center does not do anything against the castle. So don't do that. Don't garrison and try to shoot down the castle. Just let your villagers work and try to repair your TC if that makes sense, because that's not gonna work here. And your villagers can't even attack because there's a tower behind. And now finally, it might be that those men-at-arms, maybe, no, they cannot go through. So, but Food Please really defending all of the time, but now he's finally placing a tower that will thwart this attack over here, and I think this TC will get shot down. Now the question is, can he still reach the castle age? He needs to repair, Gummibaer. I think you need to repair a little bit. Now he needs to repair. Gummibaer, repair. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad because the petards are out! Oh, and it's denied! That's GG. That's GG, and that's, oh god, what a disaster for Gummibaer. Castle HTC denied again on a Nomad map. And that's why you don't pick Nomad on these kinds of maps. Your men-at-arms are not going to do anything. I think that's it. And now Food Please he has the Byzantines. We haven't talked a lot about the civs, but it really didn't matter here. All the civs were basically equal at this point. But now from his castle he can play, he can get a few Byzantine cataphracts. And look at this now, even taking all the farms of Food Please, trying to be extra annoying. And yeah, and Gummibaer, what is Gummibaer doing? I mean, he should just resign at this point. There's no way he's coming back. I mean, he has less villages, he doesn't even have a town center, he's not in castle age. There's not much that he can do, and now he's even going for scouts. Which is a weird choice at this point. Look at this petard waltzing in just to get extra insult to injury here, exploding underneath TC. We're not even clicking up. I mean, he's just having this town center build, not clicking up, not realizing that he's wasting valuable time, and that he maybe should even save his resources. Instead of going for scouts, he could maybe go for knights. He had some nice raids here in the back, but look at this, all the resources are gone anyways. So the locusts of Food Please have done their job. They've stripped the land of their riches, and now they're returning back to base. And now the cataphracts are out, and they are very strong against infantry. So this one cataphract can just wreck all those swordsmen of Gummibaer. This gold is now finally safe, and there's still some attack going on over here. But it doesn't really matter now. There's just some scouts. But look at this. Scouts will even, I think, lose to the villagers at this point. So they're not a threat. That's why, I don't know, it's maybe not the best. I mean, yeah, now he has something to go for, but yeah, one scout for one enemy villager. That's not very strong at this stage of the game. And yeah, now these villagers. I mean, yeah, he could pick them off, but now the timing window is basically closed because the spearmen are out. With a little bit of micro, he could still pick off a few villages here and there. But yeah, I think that now that the cataphracts should roll out from a Food Please if he can afford that. Now Gummibaer also being badly housed at this moment, not realizing this. I mean, yes, you can go to Castle Age, but if you're not gonna be able to build anything, it's basically worthless. He wants to drop the castle, but he doesn't have enough stone. Come on, Gummibaer. Drop off your stone with all your villagers, not with just some of them. And now he's wasting valuable time, because now he has enough. He just needs to click here and then he can maybe put a defensive castle over here, but that's such a bad position already. I mean, you're basically backed into a corner. I mean, luckily for him, there's a lot of resources and riches in this corner, which is typical for land nomad. If you look at this, I mean, you have all around the corners you have some resources, so that's also very interesting and different to normal nomad, so to speak. And look at this pesky move from Food Please, really taking the farms of your opponent. That's such a bad manner move. I mean, come on. Now these pesky spearmen trying to deny the castle. I mean, they won't be able to, and these few cataphracts also won't be able to do that. But yeah, look at this. But look at the villager count. Come on, Food Please, what the fuck are you doing? You basically defeated your opponent, but you're giving him a chance by just not producing any villagers anymore. I mean, it's basically now even in villager counts. Your economy is terrible, you don't have any farms. Luckily for you, those scouts are just idling there and not doing anything. If Gummibaer would be a little bit sharper with his military units, I mean, just losing all the scouts, I mean, he could have easily picked a few villagers here at the stone mine. And here, if he would just check which one is weak, he could easily go in and out, and now he didn't pick any, where he could have picked 3 or 4. This is such a frustrating game, to be honest. So frustrating to watch these players. Because they're squandering all of their opportunities. I mean, now it's even in village accounts. Can you believe that? Can you believe that after all this aggression, after deleting the town center that was going to imp of your opponent, you're still not in a winning position? I mean, what the fuck? And Knights is actually the right response here, because Knights are stronger against cataphracts 1-1. I hope that Gummibaer realizes this, but knowing Gummibaer, he's probably not too familiar with that. I mean, Gummibaer, just attack that one pesky thing. Just do it. Just attack the one thing. And I don't think Samurai are good. Samurai probably not good because the cataphract actually absorb much of the bonus damage. So Samurai not as good against cataphracts as you would hope to. And I think this castle will just go up. I mean, tower is coming up too late. This is not gonna work. But I think that's still a okay position for Gummibaer if he's not panicking, if he's reacting the right way. He probably doesn't realize that in terms of economy, he's actually absolutely even with his opponent. But so he can just basically. He can not really ignore this castle, but he can delay his response until he has more going for him. Now he's getting another town center up here, but that's the problem with being cornered here. That's so bad. And I think these units, they might be going all around the back. I'm not sure if he's realizing that he can do that. And yeah, imagine if Gummibaer had made some more damage over here with his scouts, but that's what I said, these scouts were already outclassed at that point when they were created. And now you have some very messy gold mines. And the Samurai, I mean, he thinks, oh, they have a bonus damage against unique units, but guess what? Cataphracts absorb bonus damage, and they have bonus damage themselves against the Samurai. Even though it seems to be decent enough trade, but I think that Knights would be the best choice in this case. And now Food Please even going for this TC over here. So he has one TC over here, has another one over here, and I'm not sure he's collecting resources all the way in the back, so everything is very raidable. But I don't see a response from Gummibaer, and Mass Samurai, I'm not sure if this is the right play. I mean, the cataphracts are still really weak to arrow fire as well, and I think that the Byzantines also don't get bloodlines. If I may quickly check over here, yes, they don't get bloodlines, so that's why the cataphracts not the strongest unit if you compare them to knights, for instance. But now you need to retreat here, a garrison into the castle. and shoot down the cataphracts, which also only have 1 pierce armor. So they're a very strong unit, but they also have their weaknesses. And Food Please just styling on his opponent at this point with the petards, just going for the disrespect move there. And yeah, I don't see this happening for Gummibaer. I mean, you look at the economy; it's still even. I mean, can you believe that? Can you believe? I mean, that's so bad. If Food Please could fix his economy a little bit, then he would be unstoppable. But like this, he always gives his opponents chances to come back into this game. And yeah, if you look at the overall population, it's 41 to 38. I mean, it's not reflected in the score. So Gummibaer might be a little bit disheartened, but actually he's not so far behind as he would think. And if he's smart and drops a few TCs on some resources in the back, I mean, this is a vast map. You need to explore all the different corners. Then yeah, there might be some chance actually. And there's also some villages retreating over here, vacating this town center for some reason. Oh yeah, because he wants to drop another castle over here, and yeah, these villages are in range of the other castle, so he can just deny that. And that's where I think the knights would have been better, because the knights might have been able to swoop in and deny the castle, and now the cataphracts are in. However, if the TC is garrisoned properly, oh god, patrol, always use patrol, people. Yeah, the tower is up, but it's not going to deny the castle. I mean, the castle is at 80%, so the tower will delay it a little bit, maybe kill a villager, but no, it won't, because it prioritizes the wrong villager. And another castle is coming up, and I don't see it for Gummibaer. I mean, only a 4 villager difference, but what does it mean if you can't defend what little economy you have? Now finally a knight finding the stone mine, but again, the locusts of Food Please, they're just going all around the map and just scavenging up, gobbling up the resources that are on this map. He loves his stone, he loves to build his defensive structures. I mean, and you can't really blame him, because Byzantines are a defensive civilization and they are very strong with their castles. And now some desperate will fighting against cataphracts, but that's not going to happen. Villages do 1 damage against the cataphract, so you just have to retreat. It doesn't make sense to ever do will fighting against cavalry. And now you should garrison here. So that's at least something that's nice for Gummibaer, killing a villager or 2 here, denying the gold mining locusts of Food Please, but they're just gonna go to the next gold mine. They don't care. They have gobbled up everything that's on one field, and they destroy the harvest of another one, and he's dropping a castle in response because he has mined enough stone over here. And I really don't see the comeback. And again, throughout this game, Gummibaer had so many chances, so much opportunity to come back, to strike back, being in the villager lead. I mean, that's something you have to give him credit for. He's always good in terms of villagers. But now even the cataphracts coming in, and now it's a couple of cataphracts. They have 1 defense upgrade, and I think, and if he doesn't retask TC to the cataphracts, which he now does, luckily. So yeah, cataphracts with just 1 pierce armor. They're not too strong against the TCs, but now with the castle up, I think it has to be GG. I don't think that Gummibaer should draw this out any longer, because he's in this losing mindset, and it's never good to stay in the losing mindset for so long. He should just go out of it and reflect a little bit, because going for land nomad against Food Please, that's maybe not the best choice. I mean, that's a little bit of an overconfidence by Gummibaer. I mean, you've also been defeated on nomad in the group stages, so maybe go for something else. Maybe you surprise your opponent with a different map, where your opponent is not so versed in the strategies. Yeah, now this spearman just finds the opponent again, and that's why you, at this high level, you cannot run from your opponent, because your opponent will just scout the entire map, and then some heavy cavalry will be sent your way, or some stone miners that are happy to build another castle in some corners of this map. And yeah, one lonely knight without upgrades will be able to maybe pick off a few villages here. Still, now Food Please finally almost going above the 40 villages mark. So maybe he will be above 40 villages at some point. But yeah, look at this. Food Please knows that his opponent is in the corner. He knows what's going on. This knight not even patrolling, and that's why he should always use patrol. Oh yeah, so finally he realized, so he can get a few villager picks, keeping his opponent maybe under the magic 40 villager number. No, but oh, look at this pathing. Look at the pathing. Gummibaer doesn't have any luck here either. I mean, yeah, wow. So no villager died over here. That was terrible. That was so terrible. And now Food Please above 42 villages, and Gummibaer at 16, and there's just gonna be another castle in your face. I mean, Gummibaer, why do you allow this? Why are you not just giving up and saying, okay, let's go for the next game? You cannot win anymore. I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 castles, and now a 5th castle may be coming up. Oh no, there's a castle from Gummibaer, also a castle by his opponent right now, and there's a cataphract, and without any quick walls, and there are no quick walls obviously. Oh, now there could be a quick wall. There could be a quick wall over here in this one tile gap, but that's not the case. That's not happening. So maybe, but I think that the castle will be up first anyways, but still the other castle can be forced up. And yeah, that's just a losing position. I mean, I think that Food Please will now prepare a few petards maybe in this castle. He will shoot down this town center, which is the last town center of Gummibaer, who has just a few basically straggler villages in the back. 2 samurai over here. It's now 17 population against 47. I mean, what are you doing at this point? And yeah, and the Byzantine castle is also so much stronger. They get 50% more HP or something along those lines. And finally the game is over. Gummibaer makes this much harder on himself than it needs to be. He should have just thrown in a towel earlier. But that's how it is, and this is so frustrating. As I said, Gummibaer having so many great opportunities, having a villager lead through a long stretch throughout the game, but he could not capitalize on it. He was in the wrong mindset. He did not go for the lumber camp. And his opponent, I mean, what did he do? I mean, he wasn't that strong. Yes, he dropped a few castles, but the most army he ever had was 5 cataphracts. That's not that scary. I mean, that's something you could come back against. But yeah, it was not meant to be, and now we're going to go to the second home map, and I hope it's not going to be a 3-0 sweep by Food Please. That would be a disaster. I mean, let's look at the timeline. Look at this. It's even. No, Gummibaer is ahead in population for, I would say, at least half of this game, or more than half of this game. But he cannot do anything. He's just not. He's just stunned. He's really, turned to stone by the aggression of Food Please, and that's cost him the game. All right, what a game. See you in the third one. Bye bye.